Alright, welcome to episode 3, Glass Cannon. On the last episode, we took about 5 hours out of our life to farm the Darkmoon Covenant in order to get enough of the Covenant items to get the Darkmoon Blade enchantment. And now we're about to put that to good use. In addition to farming the Darkmoon Blade Covenant, we also went on a quest to go through and get the Moron's Blade, the twin blades, and some other useless crap that we need to pick up along the way. But anyway, we're finally here at the pivotal moment. Big in China is finally able to go through and showcase his newfound powers. Alright, so let's go ahead and enter into the game. And I messed around with this build a little bit last night, and there are some changes that have come out since since the showcase of this build about a year ago. I think some changes have been made to bleed specifically, and maybe it might be relevant to the katana, bloodlust, because in the video, Chase the Bro was able to go through and use it 3 times without killing himself, whereas if I go through and I use it myself 3 times, real quick, and showcase this real. Right, each time it takes out a huge chunk of health, which, intended. However, the issue arises that if I use it 3 times, I basically just kill myself. So I had to kind of maneuver around this little problem, I guess you could say. And for those of you that are interested in trying this build out for yourself, there may be other ways around this. Yeah, I haven't really invested too much time into it last night. After about 5 hours, I was really ready to call it quits, but I still haven't had enough adrenaline to go through and test it out. But what I found works is throw on Bloodlust and Blood Bite Ring, and that's it. The initial one takes off just a small chunk of health, and then you go through and itemize as you normally would. This will leave you with a small amount of health left, which will go through and activate not only Red Tearstone Ring, but also the Moron's Blade. Everything else is pretty essential, in my opinion, in order to go ahead and get the best damage, as well as go through and be the best that you can be in the midst of battle. You have your Cell Swords, the Twin Blades. I'm at +6. Moron's Blade, not worried about that. Yes, I had to kill her. I had a very difficult time doing that. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it right now. That's +6 as well. Bloodlust, we're not using that, so you're using it for the obvious reason. Crown of Dusk, which does increase the magic damage that Darkmoon Blade does. Red Tearstone Ring, you got your Stamina Recovery Ring, Magic Clutch, of course Darkmoon Blade damage increase, and Karthus Milk Ring. And the reason why I use this for anything else is because everything else is sort of redundant. You get your Prisoner's Chain, which increases your weight ratio, and your, we'll just say, equipment ratio, endurance, stamina, blah blah blah. You're not really going to be utilizing much of that. Endurance may be the big plus, in regards to that, but you're looking to go through in one shot. And dancing around is fairly easy with a low weight ratio. Ring of Favor, same situation. Everything else, you're going to be dying in 1 to 2 hits anyway. If you're lucky, 2 hits, and normally you could sneeze and all of a sudden your Tears of Denial proc is what it seems like. Silver Cat Ring, I think it's pretty essential, especially with this type of build, just in case you're you're in particular areas. Everything else is just Lingering, Dragon Crest, not really going to need that. Hornet Ring for lulls, probably not going to need that. And a lot of the stuff I can probably go ahead and do without. But the main rings I would suggest. You have your stamina recovery, magic clutch for your damage, or red tearstone ring for obvious reasons, and I would recommend the Karthus milk ring, and that'll boost your dexterity by 3. And I had a feeling you're gonna forget it. And obscures rolling for added fun, because nothing's more annoying than not being able to see where somebody's rolling that can pretty much one-shot you. So that's what we're looking at right now. This is the build. Unfortunately, I was at level 60 when I went through and did a complete makeover on this character, and in order to go ahead and get the undead queen of hell to spawn, I had to level myself up 5 times. Alright. I love you. I'm sorry you had to come all the way back. Did you get your charger? Okay. Alright. Love you. Be safe out there. Alright. Back to Big in China. So, yeah, level 65. Still achieves the damage ratio that we're looking for. Poise, yeah, right. Weapon 1, you're looking at 336, and that's with Moron's Blade and Cell Swords. So, if we go through... Switch it back. 642. Not bad. So, from what I gather, there's multiple ways in order to go ahead and utilize this build. So, you have your L1, L2, L1, which is supposed to be the highest damage output. You also have, L1, L2. I don't know what I did there. I got distracted. Alright, so what is it? Yeah. I think that's pretty much about it. Yeah. That's pretty much all we're really going to be using to utilize it. I'll mess around with it later. I know there's other ways to utilize it, but, and to be honest with you, they're probably not going to have too much success. Anytime I use this weapon, I'm always screaming at the screen, simply because Twin Blades, the range on this is fucking terrible. Anytime I try to... I've had instances where I go through and I catch people with that, and then I try to go ahead and do the L2, and the L2 misses, but the initial stun from the L1 caught him. So, explain that to me. So we'll just have to go through and get lucky. I'm not the best in the world at spacing. I usually kind of make up with, for my small penis with, parries, and, go for the one shot that way. Spacing I'm okay with, but again, anytime I've utilized Twin Blades, I've never had much success with it. So you either go through and you connect and you play well, or you just get completely annihilated. So at this level, I'm hoping to just go through and surprise people and catch them off guard and completely destroy them. My success ratio last night was about 50-50. I had 2 guys, one was in full Havel's armor, scaled down, completely destroyed him, and then I died right after that by the host. And then another game, kind of the same situation, completely destroyed him, one-shot him. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get the show on the road. We're going to go ahead and set ourselves up for success right off the bat. Oh, no. And now the waiting game. Out of anger, we're just taking out the furniture and having to wait. And we might have to go through and travel around a little bit, but that's okay. And as we're waiting, would warn anybody against steep drops. Yeah, that'll trigger everything automatically. I would go through and invest a majority of your Escus into Ashen. You're not going to need the healing at all whatsoever. And if you do, you're a fool. You might as well just go through it. Use the blade to kill yourself in front of your opponent and, go out with honor. Other than that, I'm really just looking at Black Firebomb, which is the standard of trolling. Also have the green blossom because stamina regen, you can never have enough. And that's really about it. And probably I can go ahead and throw something else on there too. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I'll leave it alone right now. Undead Hunter Charm. May or may not need it. We'll see as time goes on. We'll fuck around with it a little bit. Alright, let's go ahead and get our weapon ready. I've never had an instance yet where I've spawned right on top of the the gangspank, so with a little luck we'll move forward successfully. Right. Henry Furnace. So these mobs are... Just do a quick checkup here. Got that first hit in, we're gonna substitute Opering. Go through and get rid of the Bloodlust sword in order to get our speed rolls in. I'm going to use Tears of Denial. Last. And normally at this point what I do is I go through and I wait until I spot the player before I go through and make any additional buffs. Is to not waste it, because these guys like to go through and run away. Oh, there he is. Okay. So I see the player. Go ahead and buff up. Multiple. Oh, that was the death. That was the death hit. I had so many buffs on it, I didn't see that he used the eye. I was wondering why that mob was acting weird. I was like, no, he couldn't have used the seed. It looks like a little eyeball at the top left. I always look at it as the eye. But anyway, yeah, I didn't know I got seeded. Anyway, if I would have got that combo off, he would have been dead easily. But as you can see, it was a lot of damage. 400 just from the initial hit, so, go through and connect the next 2 hits. You're definitely looking at a win there. That's right. Alright, so go through and get things going here. There we go. So I'm ready to roll. Ready to make the sacrifice. Two pyromancers, man. Ugh. I hate pyromancers. It's so much damage, and the casts are pretty quick. The splash damage is huge. It's ugly stuff. Alright, so we're checking up here. I'm gonna go ahead and see if we have anything available. Be one of those ridiculous games where the master is all the way at the maybe not. Summoning another phantom. is fine. Most Phantoms will go through and overextend themselves anyway. Blade of the Dark Moon. Holy shit, there's a bunch of people here. He's gone. Someone come down. This spacing right. Correct. I want to get Tears of Denial back up. Not sure where the host is, so I'm gonna go through and I hate this area in particular because it is very, very laggy. Alright, so the guy fell from up there, which I can only assume that the host is up here. Yes. Oh, you suck. He's probably gonna go after the boss. You little bitch. You know you went this way. Already killed 2 of your friends, and he's just gonna go ahead and taunt me and run in. Alright, looks like he's gonna go ahead and oh, my buff came off. No! There's that too. Or I could go through and damn. The buff fell off right when I got the combo off on the host. There's that bullcrap too. Well, I killed 2 of the Phantoms, and the host, it seems, bested me by waiting me out. Oh well. I'd say that was fairly successful. He's got nobody to help him out on the boss, so I'm happy with that. A little bit of aggravation. That sounds good to me. Alright. Let's go ahead and get ourselves ready again for the next round. Alright. Looks like right away we'll be going in. There's nothing wrong with the way I look. Smurfs need love too. Actually, I might be able to. You know what? I was thinking I could probably. Watch that. I know myself. I knew it. That drop killed me. God damn it. Oh, that little bit of damage that I took from that drop. Oh, I thought I would have survived with just a measly amount of health. Fucking drop. So you can never trust a drop. Never. That guy's thinking, like, what the hell just happened? Just baited and he just died. Died off. Alright, well luckily we're going right back in, so. Let's see what we get. at least I know for future reference. Alright, same area. I'm gonna go ahead and get a majority of my self-inflicted wounds in this area. Not interrupted. Alright. Triggered. Removing bloodlust. I got my milk ring on. Drink. Oh, you suck. And looks like he used the seed on me. It's probably the same guy that I invaded prior. I'm gonna wait for this to run out. 2 pyromancers, I believe. I was moments away from killing the host, and the other guy ended up just, coming out of his stupor and fireballing me. But this guy is now around in the event that I need to use him, so that's also good news. Alright, looks like it fell off. Standing the last time. Alright, there's one guy. Yeah, it looks like it's the same group. We get blasted, we get blasted. Fuck it. Alright, that guy's probably got Chameleon on. Alright. Damn. Didn't think he'd get out of that that heal that fast. Nothing left. Alright. Go for another attempt. The spacing was perfect, but I probably should have waited him out again instead of going for it. The heal went off quick. I ended up breaking out of that running attack much faster than I anticipated. That's what ended up catching me. So you make one mistake, you're gone. You're done. Alright, so for the most part I want to go through and make sure that I'm uninterrupted when committing self-mutilation here. Here we go. Had a dirt moment there. Alright, so they haven't been up here. Just kind of want to look for the clues. Sometimes they'll go through and just lay flat on the ground over here. You know, walk past them for about 10-15 minutes until you realize they're right there in front of you. That are dead here. I got 2 players right here, both wearing shields. Oh, he's got teams in denial as well. Ooh, yeah. What happened? Oh, the seed! The seed! The seed! Oh! I just happened to look up and I saw it. Shit. Phantom's getting his ass kicked there. It's alright, we can rebuff. We can rebuff, not a problem. Looks like the guy doesn't have much health at all, which is good news. Damn, this sequel is forever. Alright, there it goes. And I'm gonna drink. Shit together. Alright, here we go. Should have baited the other guy back over. Thought I could jump him. There was another guy that did the exact same thing. Held up that shield. I still did like 300 magic damage to him right through that shield. Shield just has a much higher magic absorption. They're right here. Okay. Got Crackhead Joe. Alright, Crackhead Joe. Let's see what we got. Those bastards. What in the hell? Oh my god, it's a naked guy. I can't fucking handle it. Don't worry, nothing to fear here, believe me. Alright, yep, still got that shit back on. I'm always torn between these builds. I've never been very good at super aggressive builds, but it's almost like you either bait them to make a mistake and then you just capitalize on it, or you go in guns blazing and you hope for the best. And anytime I go in guns blazing, I always get my ass handed to me. Probably because I go in like a dumbass, you know, just hoping and praying that Shit, that was quick. What in the world? What happened? Oh wow, I'm a dumbass. You distracted me. Alright. The problem with this area is the immense amount of lag. So even if you make your hits count, it's just, you know, you're probably spending an extra second or two waiting for the system to go through and catch up with it. Alright, so the dragons are triggered. These guys aren't, which means that he probably jumped down towards the bottom. Also means I'll probably be able to go through and catch him on the other side as he comes back up. Go ahead. Well, potentially that's what's going to happen. That guy's normally triggered. He's alive or dead. Alright, he's been triggered, so he's definitely down. Can't tell though, he's under the bridge. This guy. Here's what we're gonna do. Say fuck it. We'll go in with the cat ring. Alright, looking for any potential hiding spots. I heard marching up here. Alright, here's our friend. Oh my god! See, this is why I suck. I noticed that I couldn't swing my swords when I was hitting L1, I was blocking. And I'm like, oh, well, let me go ahead and switch out for my two-hander. And I thought I did, and I still didn't. What the fuck? All that time. Jesus Christ. How much you, doesn't matter how much you prepare for this shit. You just go in and you're like, oh, I got this, I got this. Got everything I need on. Nope. Out of the 8 things that you need to do to prepare yourself, you know, you're missing that one and it just fucks you. I don't know how I did. Like, I noticed it in the beginning, like, okay, two-hand, come on, two-hander. And I still didn't do it. What the fuck? Are they on the other side of this gate? What in the world? I've never had that happen. I spawned on the opposite side. I don't even think I can... Can I go down? Yeah, I can't even go down. There's only one way to go about this. See, this is that cat ring in action right there, boys. Cat ring. Boom. ahead and load just in case. I don't know what to expect out there. Alright, I'm not making that thumbnail, so I'm thinking on. Yeah, here we go. You know, we're all in revolt. What is that? A double shield? What is that? Oh yeah, pyromancers. That splash damage. Space right over here is like God, I suck. Oh my God. The guy had 2 shields for 2 of my weapons, and I couldn't do anything. Oh my God. One was a pyromancer. Both of them were pyromancers. We're having absolutely no success. No success with this build. Oh, fuck you.
Lady's up there. She's like sitting up in the basket. So she's probably gonna eat bugs.
Okay. I love you too. You like it? Oh, I'm invading somebody. So far, I've died in every single game that I've joined. Just utter. Yeah. The troll attempting the troll, but just getting trolled. I love you too. You know, maybe I'm going about this the wrong way. Maybe this isn't the best area. Usually you want to go through and get them in like tunnels and stuff like that, you know. But I think a lot of the issue is it's kind of risque. If he comes out, I'm pretty much screwed here. Alright, I had it. Alright, there we go. Alright, I know he's there. I saw him over there. We just have to hope for the best. Here we go. Okay. Alright. Oh, you bastard. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. What happened? What happened? Oh, the point down. Oh, we got our first host kill. Oh man. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that felt great. It was a one-shot. Through and through. And it probably helped that he had that fucking helmet, which increases the damage that they take from magic. Oh, wait, no he didn't. What the hell am I thinking? That's me. Oh, God, I'm an idiot. Alright, anyway. was worried there for a moment because the yeah, knife builds. Sit there and fucking backstep for days. And with him being a sorcerer, yeah, that would not have been good. One thing I probably should keep in mind is if somebody's doing that just to go through and just kind of R1 spam instead of doing the L2, because they're a little bit slower and consume more stamina. That would put me in a position to get hit without being able to go ahead and roll out of the way. Yeah, so comes over again. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Try that again. Alright. So we're gonna try a different area. Yeah, no. So we're... I don't know what I clicked on the right one. I think I did. So I'm gonna try this area over here to see if there's anybody here. It's kind of a hit and miss here. Usually the area that I just was at, High Lothric, is a pretty decent area for the eye level. This area right here is decent. It's not great, but sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you get invaded. You just never know. Just never know. So this is always a good reference video of things not to do when you know, you're dual wielding, which is you know, just not pay attention to your surroundings. Go through and take fall damage, and then attempt to you know, bleed yourself down to, you know, 10% health. What were some of the other things? Yeah, that dragon thing. I see. I don't know if it was a bomb on his part or if it was the dragon, because I've seen players do that before, where they hide in that corner and they are just immune. They don't get hit by the dragon at all. And me being an invader, I've had it to where someone did that, and I was forced to go through and attempt to go after him. Was I an invader? Maybe I was. Yeah, I had to have been. I had to have been a mad spirit. I was affected by the fire. Yep, yeah, because you're affected by the fire no matter what. So yeah, me being an invader, I had to go out after him. But the thing that sucked was that since the fire affected me, I was staggered constantly by the fire. So he was able to go through and just completely annihilate me. And I couldn't do anything about it. Which is, yeah, kind of upsetting. But, it was a good attack. Oh wow, I think this is a gang squad. Oh, it's a pyromancer. Fuck my life. No, Mr. Pyromancer. Yeah, one of them. Thank you. Okay, so... Oh, this is a cool strategy. I like this. Woo! Oh man, I had him. That was cool. Oh my god, that was great. That is basically just one shot him because the guy had absolutely no health. He was just there to go through and knock you back. This guy is running off. He's a pyromancer though, so I'm not. I am not experienced in dealing with pyromancers. But yeah, go on in, get him. Oh, he's gonna. Oh, he threw the knives. Oh. Yeah. See, these guys, they know how to deal with this build. It's been out for a while. They know how to deal with it. So I thought he was going to go through, I was anticipating him trying to go through and swing at me. You know, either, or cast another spell and he would have been in range. But, nah. He was too cool for that. Too cool for that. So, yeah, we missed out on that. Got killed by a knife thrower. It's gonna happen. You can have guys that are on to you. But we can definitely say that, you know, we took out the Phantom, so happy about that. We didn't die instantly. Man, everybody's a pyromancer these days. So what I could always do is try to be invaded at the same time. I mean, it wouldn't cost me anything, and in fact, it probably gives me a little bit of an advantage because of the penalty to their health. So we'll do that. We'll see if we get anything that bites. Probably my favorite build is what would it be? Yeah, I've been through so many. Usually, I really enjoy I really enjoy the what was it? It was a Karthus, yeah, the Karthus curved sword. Karthus curved greatsword, accompanied by the Karthus curved sword. And I had the dark enchant on both of them, and it was amazing how much damage I was doing. It was eye level 120. You know, they were doing, I don't know, the Karthus curved sword was doing, I know it was in the high 400s. The greatsword was high 500s, low 600s, something like that. But you know, the damage was just incredible. It was great, you know. And I'd go through and have invaders invade me over in the Farron Woods, and what are those kids doing? Anyway, I have the invaders come in after me, and usually it'll be like one or two, and I'd still catch them, you know, over by the tree or something like that. You know, have them chase me down and just surprise swing at them and catch them, and you know, put them on the defensive. And you know, the curved great swords have such a great moveset, and the roll catches on those things are amazing. You know, and another fun one, and I rarely ever lost using this strategy, but it was more or less a troll um, build, and it was a magic build where it was the Great Farron Dart accompanied by a crystal infused longsword. And so you'd go through and you'd peg them, and they would be forced to come, essentially to go through and be aggressive and then come after you. And so as they came after you, you'd go through and you just kind of dodge their attacks. Um, as long as it wasn't a katana user. Yeah, katana users is a different story. They're the kings and queens of running attacks, and so they'd come over to you, especially if it was like a great, ultra great weapon or a great weapon. Perfect. Yeah, they're slow swinging, easy to dodge, and you just go through and you just peg on them. So of course they'll go through and get sloppy. And when they got sloppy, that crystal weapon, you break it out, you swing at them, you get a good 3-hit combo. You scare the shit out of them, and yeah, it ends up being a glorious moment. All right, so we're not getting anything here. We're gonna go into. I really don't think we're getting anything there. Where can we go here? I'm trying to think. Alright, we're gonna try Lothar Castle again. If we don't happen to get anything there, I'll go through and see if I can't run through the Undor area into the jail cell area. Usually I get the quite a few summons down in that area. Wait for this thing to load up. Alright, right away, sweet. So we'll go through and we'll make preparations. Bloodbite ring. Ready to rock. Probably what I'll do for the next episode is, instead of all this waiting around and just kind of testing this build out, go through and do some real PvP. Alright. So hopefully he doesn't use that. Okay, let's see what we got. He's probably gonna end up dying here. Oh, is that? Oh shit! That's the Farron Greatsword. Such a shit weapon. Oh, thanks. Oh, the fucking guy healed me. Oh my gosh, I didn't notice that. I did not notice that. He healed me. Well, at least I'm back in business now. So unpredictable. There's so many things that can go wrong. roll, the instant attack that's used when they come out of it. And then of course you got that spinning attack that just it's like this massive AoE around them. Alright, so we'll probably go through and attempt one more time before logging off. Oh man, that was perfect. That was perfect. Damn, I only ended up killing one host. That sucks. It's just the name of the game now. I probably need to go through and kind of open up more areas in order to invest into. But that's pretty much the gist of it, in a really shitty, sucky way. You can't get hit. There's a lot of people that are onto you when you come in using, this particular build. Knife throwers and everything else. I mean, the game's been out for a while, so a lot of these things are pretty well known. It's not difficult at all to go through and encounter a lot of these builds. But when it works, it's beautiful. It really is. It's very rewarding. It's just awesome to see those huge numbers just stack up so quickly. But you got to understand the playstyle, and I am not that great yet at this playstyle. If I probably go through and mess around with it for a good, few nights, 5 hours each plus, probably go through and kind of hone in on a few tricks of the trade to go through and kind of take advantage of a lot of people. But it is what it is. Next time, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go back to standard PvP style. We'll do a little bit of Ring City, a little bit more Twink builds, and we'll go from there, and we'll have fun. We'll have lots of fun because I love that shit. Love going into the Ring City and it's like 3 or 4 versus 1, and you're sitting there, you're pissing them off, you're getting those cheap shots in, and you're forcing them to go through and spend their FP to heal, and or their Estus flasks, and you're baiting them into other mobs. It's awesome. Save for those few instances where they are all Gold Star members, and they know exactly how to counter you, and you just get your ass handed to you. Then it just sucks. But anyway, that's the chance that you take on any invasion, really. So. Alright, well, thanks for joining me on this mediocre adventure, to test out this build. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time since we spent about 5 hours last night. We've got it going. We'll probably come back to it a little bit later. Maybe we'll have more opportunities again in newer areas that we haven't yet explored. So I'll see if I can open those up before we go, ember hunting and move on from there. So thanks for joining me. Take care.